Good news. Your company's culture is changing and it will never be the same. This is actually a great thing. First, a definition. Culture is the beliefs and behaviors that make your organization truly unique. Culture happens with or without you, and every change in personnel impacts culture. We expect employees to grow and develop over time, and these changes impact culture. And we haven't even talked about the pandemic yet. One client was telling me about how safety protocols were impacting the culture. His employees in the shop were wearing masks and they were distancing. And he observed that because masks make it more difficult to interpret facial expressions, they were making less eye contact and they were having fewer conversations. And you bet that has an impact on culture. Culture never was static, it has always been dynamic, and here's why that's a good thing. First, you are now free from the burden of trying to achieve or trying to return to something that's impossible. After COVID, our cultures will be different. Focus on building culture rather than maintaining something that cannot be perfectly preserved. Another reason this is great news is that there's tons of things that you can do to shape the culture that's happening right now. 3 ideas for you to consider. 1, build trust. Trust is more important than ever. Being vulnerable with other people is essential to building trust. And as Stephen Covey says, when it comes to being vulnerable, leaders go first. 2, clarify expectations. Now is a great time to refine your core values, add a new one. Better yet, translate them into super specific behaviors that are non-negotiable. 3, communicate, communicate, communicate. Remember the adage of managing by walking around? Not so easy with a remote workforce, but you can Zoom around. Now, there's no argument, Zoom masks, they make it more difficult to communicate, but it's ever more essential to do so. Be interested. Show you care. Last, there's actually no new work to do. If you're a leader, building culture has always been part of your job. If you're a top executive, you're ultimately accountable for the culture that you have. And if culture truly does eat strategy for breakfast, this is some of the most important work that you'll do. If you'd like to have a quick, confidential conversation about your culture and things you can do, please reach out. We are happy to help. As always, we want to help you be a better, more purposeful leader.